Hello everybody and welcome to Favorite Rugby on Favorite Sports for today's Italy versus Scotland preview, the first match of the fourth round of the 2024 Six Nations, the penultimate round before it all comes to an end next weekend. And it is Scotland who are fighting to stay in the Six Nations contention. They'll need a favour from England in the match after this, but they'll need to go out and get a bonus point victory against Italy if they are to have any chance of potentially pipping Ireland in the final weekend to grab the Six Nations title. And what a title it would be if they were to do just that. Italy, on the other hand, well, I'll tell you what, they've threatened to cause an upset about drawing against France, where they should have won, potentially. Very controversial. And they'll be sitting there thinking, well, at home, why not? Why can't we give the Scottish side a bit of a go? So maybe might not be the pushover that they would have potentially been a year ago. So it should be quite an interesting match. Before we get into the teams, please do smash like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. Right, so I've been saying this to other Six Nations, and that is that if Scotland are to be the side that I think they are, and I think they can be, they need to make sure that games like this weekend, for example, become a straightforward result. They cannot afford for Italy to cause any sort of surprise. Yes, it is Italy, for example. They're playing away from home, but if they want to be a Six Nations contender, they've got to go down to the Stadio Olimpico in Rome and get the job done. That is the main thing. But having said that, as I said, this Italian side went toe-to-toe and arguably should have beaten that French side away from home. So they'll be feeling full of confidence, and they'll be desperate not to be the wooden spoon. They'll be desperate to also just not wait for that sort of Wales game at the end of the Six Nations to be that battle for the wooden spoon, and that they could potentially even be battling for something a bit more than that, maybe sort of a third or fourth place finish. So that's what is on. That is the stakes really this weekend. Let's start with the Italian side, shall we? And not too many changes to it, pretty consistent. But the big change for them is that Simone Ferrari will start in the front row alongside Daniela Fischetti and Giacomo Nicotera. So it's a solid front row there. They've got Niccolo Caroni and Federico Razza, as usual, in that back row. Sebastian Negri does return to the side. He'll partner his captain, Michel Lamaro, and Ross Vincent, the Domino's pizza delivery boy, in that back row. Martin Pedrillo will continue to start with Paolo got busy next to him in the halfback pairing. Huge news is that very, very talented Lewis Laine just goes straight into international rugby. He's been part of the Italian squad set up for like a few weeks. What a story that is, really. English qualified, for example, was born in Italy. Very, very exciting youngster. He's 23 years of age, and people are saying he potentially could have played for England, but it's decided he wants to play for Italy. He's been called up for the first time, and he is in the starting lineup and will make his international debut this weekend in the number 14 jersey. In the centres, Tommaso Menoncello returns to the starting lineup, and he will partner Jean Ignacio Brex in that midfield. Former breakthrough player of the year, Angie Capuzzo, will start at full back. Off the bench, it'll be Gianmarco Lecesi, Mirko Spagnolo, and José Zlocci in the front row. They've moved away from a 6-2 split to an orthodox 5-3. So Andrea Zamenon and Lorenzo Canone, who returns to the 23, will be the other forward replacements. Stephen Varney, Leonardo Marin, and Federico Mori, who drops down from the starting lineup to the bench, will be the back line cover there. If you look at Scotland, also not too many changes to their side. They are moving to a 6-2 split. In the front row, it continues to be Piers Schoolman, George Turner, and Xander Ferguson. Grant Gilks, Scott Cummings also continue their partnership, so it's an unchanged tight five. Andy Christie comes into the starting lineup, and him and Jamie Ritchie swap places there. Rory Dodge will co-captain the side in the number 7 jersey. Jack Dempsey, who I thought was fantastic against England, in the number 8 jersey. George Horn will start at scrum half, and he'll partner Finn Russell, who's the other co-captain. The same wings are Johan van der Merwe and Carl Steyn, but the injury to Sione Tupolotto means that Cameron Redpath, who was fantastic off the bench, will start next to Hugh Jones. An opportunity for the England Premiership-based centre to make a bit of a name for himself. And Blake Kinghorn will continue from what was a very impressive return in the number 15 jersey. Off the bench, it will be Ewan Ashman, Alec Hepburn, Elliot Miller-Mills, who covers the front row, Sam Skinner, Jamie Ritchie, Matt Ferguson, the other three forwards in the 6-2 split, Ali Price, Kyle Rowe are the only two backline replacements there. My prediction is that Scotland should win, but I think Italy will give them a bit of a go. But again, this is all about Scotland trying to put pressure on Ireland, because a bonus point victory for Scotland puts them 1 point behind Ireland. If Ireland, however, do go get a bonus point victory against England, they will wrap up the Six Nations title. They'll be uncatchable in that final week. But if England were to give them a shock, then Scotland could be in with the running if they can get 1 point behind, maybe 2 points behind Ireland going into that final week. So that's an ideal situation. So let me know what your score predictions are down in the comments below. Please do smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steve. I'll chat to you soon.